Hey guys, Dragonhawk Official has sent me the WJX W3 machine. I'm super excited to check it out with you. It's $240, but I have a discount code for you in the comments below. Before you check that out, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. This one has an adjustable stroke and it has an RCA connection. So you'll want to stay tuned for our tests on the silicone. Let's check it out. All right, let's open the box. All right, we have this case inside. Nice. Looks like they gave us a nice carrying case. Cool. Nice. They gave me the silver one, which really matches my Furiosa nails today, so that's exciting. Gave us a couple stickers in there. It seems like a really nice little case. It's got the netting and the separate storage compartment. And we have the machine. Here's the battery. Let's see, to get they have this press fit here. Seems like a nice press fit. So it's kind of a cool looking machine. I like that. The silver is really blinging. I like that they use the brass sort of for the middle section there. Here's the RCA connection. It's very easy. I just replaced that. I'll switch back to the battery, but it gets much smaller at this size, so just want to check that out. There's my hand. It's pretty nice. Small size. Looks like the weight is pretty even across, you know. Yeah. Let's try it with the battery. Nice. Yeah, a little more weighted at the tip, so nice lightweight battery, so that's great too. All right, that's like the tour of the machine itself. Let's take a look at the battery interface here. So just a basic interface there. We see the numbers, 0.1 increments. It's supposed to have a fast charging battery as well. They've included charging cable, and there should be a cable in here. I have a port. All right, and in the bottom here of the case, you just pull all that out, and ta-da, we have a couple cables here. They've included an RCA connection for power supply and charging cable as well. There's your little outlet. So everything you need right here. You just gotta dig a little deeper. Now that we're just looking at the machine, we can check out these stroke lengths, how they function. Got this red line here, and it's already at 4.2. Goes to 3.9, 3.6, 3.3, 3, 2.7, and 2.4. So quite a wide range there. So I do like that 2.4 to 4.2. We'll see, you know, where things land as we use it. Obviously, each of these machines are very unique in how they actually hit and feel. So we want to try this on some silicone, make sure that it functions properly before we consider throwing it into the mix in our studio. So let's pull out the silicone and we'll try out some lines, some shading, and we'll take a look at the W3. WJX W3. We want to see how this thing performs on the true skin. We have a little piece right here. We have a floaty grip to match the machine. It's going to look cool. We have a 3-round liner, a 9-round liner, and a 9 round shader. Okay, we're going to set up the floaty grip first, F side down. All right, very easy. Just press and adjust at the top if needed. Looking good. Okay, let's pop on the 3 round liner. We have now our floaty grip on our machine. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so for stroke length, we can try a variety of things. Obviously with the 3 round liner, you can do some lining, you can do some stipple shading. You might want to play around with multiple different stroke lengths. In that case, I'm going to start at 3.3 just to see how soft I can get a line in. It's at 7.4 volts when I turn it on. I think I'm going to go up to 7.5. So now I'm hearing the motor for the first time. Nice slow line, 3.3 stroke length. See if it gets in there like that. Yeah, it definitely got in there. I think it could be, it's a little patchy at the top, so I might want to try slightly higher stroke length, or I can try increasing my voltage a little bit here first. So I'm at 8 volts. I feel like pretty good stability on this machine as I'm pulling these lines. Definitely better penetration that time, getting in deeper on the true skin, looking more saturated. I'm at 3.3 stroke length and I'm now at 8 volts. I'm going to move up to 3.6 at the same voltage and go right there next to it. Now I'm at 3.9. And 4.2. Okay, let's wipe that off. Starting at 3.3 and then going up from there, ending at 4.2. I feel like obviously the 4.2 is the most saturated line, but all the other lines are efficiently in the true skin and visible, and not patchy as long as you have the voltage up at 8 on here, which I don't think is incredibly high to have your voltage for lining. So that's great. I think that the fact that it's penetrating at that voltage is reassuring. So the 3 round liner is passing for lining, on this machine, I feel like it is lining beautifully with the 3-round liner. So now we just want to see if the 3-round liner will do some stipple shading as well. All right, so for stipple shading, we want our stroke length to be higher and our voltage to be lower. I'm not sure how low I can go in voltage on this machine. And efficiently get it into the silicone. Silicone is a little tricky for stipple shading. It always is a little lighter on the true skin, as it is a little bit firm of a material. We have got to the 4. There it is. We are at 4 volts. And our stroke length, 4.2. So nice light shade there. You can see some nice dot work that I've done at 4. I'm just going to go up from there a little bit. Yeah, so it really does look better at the lowest voltage for that technique, I think. I had a little less control at 4.5, so I like it right there at the 4. Yeah, I'm just working on my technique. Maybe went a little faster there, but you can still see really nice defined dots at a nice, reasonable, spread out, scattered pattern. So I'm happy with that. I do want to whip shade a little with it as well. I'm going to go up just a little bit here for that. Yeah, I'm really liking the way that looks too. I love how I can like separate everything the way I want at the end of that whip shade. It goes from more dense to a little lighter, so I do have a nice little gradient there created with this machine at 4.2, 6 volts. So very nice little example here on the true skin. Of course, human skin's always a little different. There's some other variables. Hopefully it translates, but it might need a little adjusting as you go. So on that note, we should pull out the 9-round liner. Perfect time to keep it at 4.2. I'm at 6 volts and the machine starts right up. You're hearing it now go up to 8 volts. Little light, but not terrible for the true skin. Let me just see if I can turn up the voltage a bit. It's going up in increments here. We're at 8.5. Much better, getting in just 0.5 higher there in voltage. Now I can probably go up a little more just to test it out. Okay, that last one there is 8.5 at 4.2 volts. That one looks like my favorite. Yeah, it's the most saturated. I feel like it's pretty controlled. I'm gonna, now that I got my voltage, I'm gonna play around a little more. So definitely getting in there much better. Good to stay consistent. I probably had just a little lighter line weight pressure there. You definitely want to stay consistent with a 9-round liner. So good practice for me on the silicone. It has a little more resistance, forces you to keep that needle depth. But yeah, I think we're pretty good there. Might be able to go up just a notch. Make sure it's not just a voltage thing. Yeah, so definitely getting in better that time. Kind of kept my weight a little more balanced. I put the voltage up just 0.1 increment. I really think that looks good. I am not maxed out, I don't believe. Yes, I'm at 8.6. Of course, we want it at 4.2 with the 9-round liner. That's expected, but I'm not maxed out in voltage or anything like that. So I'm happy that that line is getting in there. 9-round liners are some of the hardest to get in the silicone here, so it's a good sign that the battery is getting that in, and the motor is obviously doing a good job. All right, so let's give it a little more challenge with the 9-round shader, which is a little different orientation of the needle grouping. We're still at 4.2, 8.6 volts. Similar needle in size, slightly different, more flared out orientation. When you're changing your needle depth here, you just want to make sure you're keeping your stroke length steady. That way you're not changing your stroke at the same time. You have 2 controls on this, which is great. I usually get my needle depth and I double check my stroke. Perfect. And that'll just avoid any kind of mistakes there. Feels pretty good. So the 4.2 stroke seems to be getting the 9-round shader in. I'm still at 8.6 volts. I feel like that's really fine for me. I don't want to go super, super fast. I like pulling these lines this way to make sure that they stay saturated all the way through, that you can see the line weight all the way through. And that's what I see here on the silicone, which is a little tricky, honestly, sometimes. So I'm very happy that this machine is doing that as well. We do love Dragonhawk Official, so it's their machine. They are obviously producing some cool little gadgets here. Gadgets! Gotta go gadget tattoo machine! I like looking at the little lines inside the round shader lines sometimes just to see how steady those look. And I honestly do feel like this machine has a lot of good steadiness. The needles today are on point, but the machine is providing steadiness as well. So that's great. And of course, my floaty grip is providing that extra stability. I do find this grip to be a little small for my hand, so I definitely want something to build it up. A lot of people use bandage roll, but floaty grips are available. Follow the link in the description below. Thank you. Just to show that stability a little bit more, a nice freehand little circle there. And I feel like that looks pretty darn good. So we are happy with how this is performing on the silicone with these. All right, we're going to add a curved mag into the mix. We want to make sure to include some shading so we can see if this thing can handle some nice black and gray shading or color packing. We don't know, but here we go. We are 11 curved mag. Let's take a look. Okay, the machine starts up at 5 volts. That's wonderful. And that's at 2.4 stroke length, the very lowest. So now we're playing around with the lower numbers. Super, super soft. Really low stroke. Should be nice and smooth looking. And super light. We don't want a machine that just does a heavy hit. Only if we're going to use it as an all-rounder, we should have an option for a nice, really smooth, soft, almost invisible shade. It does look also like a very consistent pattern. I can see that even though it's a nice, soft, light shade. I am going to play around a little higher and just see what 2.7 might look like. So many stops on here. I'm not sure if you need all of them, but you might find a time to utilize a few of them. Okay, so I have 2.4, 2.7, and 3. I've looked at all 3 of them. I do see a little bit of a gradient difference as I go up in stroke length. As it's hitting, it's getting a little deeper and a little darker. I'm going to go to 3.3. I do sometimes really like the look of 3.3. Just feel like it's a really nice smooth shade, easy to blend. Beautiful. So I'm really happy with that as well. I'm only at 5 volts. I can also play around with my voltage to see what it looks like at 6.5. Might get a little darker there. So getting pretty dark at just 6.5 volts at 3.3 stroke length. So I'm really happy with that. I feel like it's dark enough to my eye on the TrueSkin, and you should be able to black pack with this machine. My guess is you can also color pack. I'm going to go a little higher for that though. Maybe more in the 7 zone. And I like to go up also in stroke length. So 3.6 seems right. Could even go higher probably if you need to. Don't have color on me right now. I'm gonna use black. So this is a color blend first, which I think looks great. There we go, a little darker at 7.5 there. So I feel like I'm getting good penetration. I'm trying a color blend, which I feel like I would be able to combine a couple colors together and make a blend out of this just fine. I also want to see if I can get it really dark. So we're going to try to just black pack it. Kind of did that already, but we're going to do it again here. Two different motions and similar result in density. I do prefer the kind of circular brush work motion, I think, for black packing, and I think that looks really dark and really good right there on that circle. So I'm very happy with that. Yep, so the WJX W3 definitely has passed the silicone test. Yay! Thank you guys so much for watching this review of the WJX W3 from Dragonhawk. We are so excited to show you this test on the silicone. It obviously is passing and doing a beautiful job. We want you to get your discount though, so please use my link in the description below. You'll get 10% off your order. What else could you need? Just smash that like button and subscribe if you want more of that in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.